morning, everybody, and welcome to Twist Gaming. We are streaming to you live from Origins 2019 in Columbus, Ohio, on day 3 and our final day of streaming. Not the final day of the con, though. Tomorrow we get to go walk the floor. Bam, bam, bam. So excited. I am starting off my morning with 2 very special guests. I have with me here Andrew J. Smith from Golden Seal Games. Did I get it right? I did get it right. And Stephanie from Geeky Girl Games. Say hello to my audience.
Hello, everyone.
That was very good. I like it. So Stephanie's here to help co-host with me. Steph, you want to talk a little bit about Geeky Girl Games and what you do and why we threw you on the show and why you decided to choose purple?
Because purple's amazing.
That's my girl. Damn.
Yes. I'm a reviewer. I mostly work on Instagram, but I just recently got a website going up, so you can check that out at geekygirlgames.com.
Pretty legit.
Yes, this is my second time being here. Major con. Lots of people, but I'm doing okay.
So what kind of games do you usually cover?
Anything. Anything and everything. I'll play anything. As long as it's not social deduction, I'll try it because I get kicked out in the first 5 minutes.
Anything.
Anything. So Andrew.
But not social deduction.
I mean, I'll play it, but everyone kicks me out because they don't trust me. So, it can be frustrating.
So there's that.
So there's that.
You look a little shifty.
I am. It's good they kicked me out.
They knew what they were doing. So that means, Andrew, we're going to have some hard-hitting questions from Stephanie for you.
Oh, that's good.
So I'm sure you brought
I'm
us a
excited.
game that's going to live up to those.
Yep.
I hope so. I'm proud of it. The designer is an excellent designer that's made a lot of games, and I'm hoping to be another exciting one that he's put out in the market. So
Fantastic. So
don't make me nervous.
I'll try not to. The art is amazing.
Thank
so
you.
I really
Thank
like
you.
it.
Okay, so what do we have? The art is amazing.
So this is Tricky Tides from Stephen Aramini. He's the designer of Yardmaster, Sprawlopolis, that Button Shy just crushed it on Kickstarter with. He did Groves with Letterman Games, so he's got a lot of games out right now. So I'm pretty excited that I get to work with him. But
Very cool.
Tricky Tides is a trick-taking, pick-up and deliver game.
Okay.
That's nautical themed, obviously. And you go around the map collecting various goods like sugar, spice, silk, whatever, delivering them to fulfill orders, and try to become the greatest merchant on the high seas by collecting the most gold.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah. So that's the pick up and deliver version, and then the trick taking part comes in on how you move your boats.
All right, so we're going to take it through a round?
Yeah, we can do it. Yeah.
So I need
simple.
Board Game Magic to get over here. Do you know what Board Game Magic is?
No.
It's probably my favorite part of
There
when
we go.
people do it. Feel very powerful.
All right. So you have a handful of navigation cards.
Okay.
And they all have suits. So instead of like diamonds or spades, there's sharks and dragons,
Nice.
which are way more awesome, right? And awesomer. I don't know.
More awesomer.
Awesomer. Yeah, There we go. So the person who's leading the hand can play a card out of their hand, and they'll declare the suit. Like classic trick taking.
Okay.
So they say, oh, I have the 5 of octopus, let's say, right? So they'll play that.
Okay.
And you'll notice on there that there's not only the rank, so the number, the suit, which is the octopus, and then there's also a compass in the middle. And so that there's kind of 3 different things that's happening on that card. Anybody else that has a card that matches that suit, so if they have an octopus card in their hand, they have to play it.
Okay.
Again, just standard trick-taking rules. Now, just so once you determine who wins that trick, so whoever has the highest card, they get to move their boat first. So that's all that the trick-taking really gets to do.
Okay. And these are the boats?
Yeah. So these are the merchant ships. So they're
Still
yeah. There you go. So those are all like custom cut.
Oh, cute.
Very cool.
They're adorable.
Thank you.
Love them.
Yeah, that was a stretch goal that we hit on the Kickstarter. It's like one of the more exciting ones for everybody. Everybody's pretty excited to get to rally behind that stretch goal. So once everybody plays their card, you determine who has the highest on-suit card. So in this case, it would be octopus, right? and that person gets to move first. Now, just because you move first doesn't mean that you get to go in the direction that you want to go. All right.
Okay.
So if you look on the compass, there's some highlighted directions,
But
the ones that are actually colored in. All right. Now, the north, south, and west directions on this compass are unavailable for that boat to move. So you not only you want to play to move first, but you also want to play your compass to let you
Right.
move where you want to go. And the reason that you're moving in particular directions is you're targeting certain goods to pick up and to put on your boat.
gotcha.
So there's a lot of layered decisions there.
Are there any wild suits?
There's no wilds, there's no trumps,
Okay.
and that's just from a kind of gameplay perspective. We want to kind of
Right.
keep everything fairly balanced. Otherwise, if you get dealt a handful of really, really awesome cards, you kind
Yeah.
of... We did a lot to peel out a lot of the classic trick-taking issues. So, like, for instance, you're going to get dealt a hand of 8 cards instead of playing all 8. Because in most trick takers, the last card, everybody just kind of throws it
Yeah.
into
Yeah,
the middle,
yeah.
and that it is what it is. There's no strategy. Here, you only get to play 6 of them, so you're always having some sort of meaningful decision to make.
That's interesting.
Okay.
I like that.
Yeah. We're really happy about it. Plus, it kind of tightens the game time by 6 turns, right?
Right.
You know, so that also helps. Because it only plays in like 45 minutes with 4 people.
Oh,
So,
nice.
Yeah. So the highest on suit will move first, and they get to pick the direction. They move their boat, to a different island, pick up goods, depending on what they want, and then they put them on their ship card. So they've only got 7 slots to fill. So if you pick up too many goods, you have to dump them overboard, and then they return to the island. And that way they can kind of decide what they want to keep moving around the island. So
Can you ever be stuck in the card you play? You can't move in the directions given?
So you can, and actually sometimes you want to do that.
Okay.
Because you have to move your ship before you pick up or deliver. That means that you can't ever, like, if I picked up goods that were perfect for the island that I'm on,
Right.
and then I'm like, all right, the ideal move would be for me to deliver these on the island I'm on. I normally would have to take 2 turns to come back and make that delivery. I have to move off the island
And back.
and then
And
back on,
back.
right? Now, of course, when you move off the island, you're going to maybe conduct business somewhere else and grab some additional goods for a future turn. But you also get an anchor token that you can play and say, you know what, I'm going to stay in place on purpose. Or you play a card that doesn't grant you any valid movement and
Right.
kind of simulate the anchor.
I knew that was going to happen.
Yeah.
I totally called that.
There's
That's
also
that sneaky social
Yeah, see?
deduction.
Yep,
shit,
see?
right? Thinking it through.
There's also we also have a bunch of event cards in here that do all kinds of wacky, crazy stuff. The one that would kind of never prevent you from moving is this card here. This is called the Edge of the World card, and it lets you. The sailors have discovered that the Earth is no longer flat.
Oh,
Right, so
there's
they
a
can.
shock.
Wow.
Right. So they can actually, you can kind of Pac-Man around the
Gotcha.
the world, so you'll always have valid movement in that case.
Cool.
Yep. So that the event cards all break the rules, so you can play those after you play through the first kind of playthrough. Then additionally, you have different sea monsters that actually you can interact with. That was one of the things as a publisher we added to the game.
Okay.
I said, Steven, this game is awesome. The art is amazing. It was
Yeah.
done by a gal named Naomi Farrell, and she actually all the stippling is done by hand. It's not like
Wow.
a Photoshop paintbrush effect. Or
Oh,
anything.
wow.
She literally stuck there.
Stippled
And,
it
yeah,
back. That's crazy.
yeah. It took forever, and it was totally worth it.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
It looks
Um,
amazing.
Thank you. Yeah. She was great. Awesome to work with. So we said let's lift that artwork off the cards and do stuff with them. So we tried all kinds of stuff like, oh, they attack your ship and you roll the dice and there's an encounter. It was all very much a little too aggressive because the economy is so tight in this game already because there's limited cubes. So here you can kind of throw one of those up probably. There's the shark. He's nice and hungry. Yeah. Basically, the lowest on-suit player gets to control the monster.
Oh.
So if the suit is octopus, like in our example, the octopus would get to be used. And they all have thematic abilities, like the octopus can grab stuff and move them between islands. The shark, well, he eats stuff.
Right.
Right.
Does he have a cool theme song as he does it?
You know,
Dunno.
that's homebrew.
I would definitely
Yeah.
play with that.
Yeah. And then the whale will spout new goods onto the map to kind of help replenish the
Oh, that's
replenish the cubes.
interesting. That not
Yeah.
all of the monsters are aggressive and attack.
Yeah. And then the dragon will actually transform goods. So if you didn't like the fact that there's, I don't know, 2 sugar cubes on here on this card, and instead you wanted 3 blue silk cubes to be there, you would just move the dragon over there and transform them.
Nice.
Yeah, so there's a lot of just really cool. You can either set yourself up for like a really big turn for a pickup, or you say kind of if you want to play a little bit more aggressively, you can maybe deny someone 1 cube or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm playing the low cards, so I
Yeah.
can manipulate the really cool stuff.
It's
Yeah.
a really nice kind of catch-up
That's
mechanic, I
nice.
feel like,
Yeah.
right? Because sometimes whenever you lose a round, you feel a little bummed, but I think that's kind
Yeah.
of like a cool little reward. That
Especially if it happened a few times, you'd at least either mess other people up or set yourself up for better things. I like that.
Exactly.
We're really happy with the way that turned out versus, oh, you rolled a dice and the monster ate your stuff on your boat. And you're like, that was lame.
Yeah.
It's actually meaningful decisions and everything. So
Right.
we're pretty stoked about that. So you play 3 rounds, 6 cards, most gold wins. That's Tricky Tides.
Steph, you want to try playing a round with Andrea?
Sure.
Okay. We'll play a real quick thing. This will be completely not. Can't even tell you if we'll just play like 4 cards. Or something.
Okay.
Okay. And we have a barrel token in the bag, but for our purposes, we'll just use this little cube.
And so these are where you're trying to deliver to.
You're gonna try to deliver here. Each person will also, throughout the game, have a secret monster sightings card, which will help them prioritize which monsters they like to go after. So all the orders have different monsters on them.
Okay.
So, your favorite animal might be sharks. You would
Okay.
score 3 additional gold at the end of the game for every shark order that you pick up.
Oh, okay.
And maybe you would score 0 for whales, whereas mine, I might get 2 points for the whale and 1 point for sharks, something
Okay.
like that. So kind of helps prioritize. So I'll start off with one good too. So I'll lead. So I'll say 7 of dragons. So if you have dragons, you have to play it.
All right.
Okay, so you've got the 1 of dragons.
Yep.
So we've both oriented our compasses north, which means that we only can move our boats in that direction. I guess you got the pink ship, but we'll let you play with the orange and I'll play with the blue. All
Okay.
right. It's all kinds of crazy. It's all demo-y. So
even though yours doesn't have the north and mine does, that's how we're going to
well,
be
we
moving?
just orient the
Oh,
the
I see what you're
compasses
saying.
in that direction. That's north.
Gotcha.
So I can actually move everywhere but north. All right, and you can only move north.
Yes.
It's kind of interesting. So I'll go ahead and the yellow cubes are considered wild.
Okay.
So they will count as 1 cube of any color. I'll just come down here and I'll grab that 1 yellow cube. And you must move and then you can pick up or deliver. So for you, you've got 1 option.
Yeah.
You actually have 2. You
Okay.
can stop here if
Okay.
you'd like, or keep going past the open sea
Oh,
cards.
so it's more
okay.
than one.
Yeah, the open sea cards
Nice.
they happen. They're the back side of the island cards.
Oh, okay.
So when you're playing with less players, you flip them over, so it kind of shrinks the map, but it could be the same size if people elect to stop on them. So since the map is variable, it kind of adds just kind of an interesting layer of I can skip over them, so that's technically smaller, but I could stop on them. It's like you would do that if, let's say, you wanted to go to this northeast island, but you didn't have a card that lets you move northeast, but you had a
Right.
card that lets you move north, and then a
then
card that
one
lets you move
east.
east. Right,
Okay.
you would do something like that. So, so you can move up here, and then you get to choose one of those cubes off the island.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm going to go to here
Yep.
and take the red.
Cool. Okay, so I won last hand, so I would lead again. So I'll play the, let's do the 6 of octopus. So if you got octopus cards, you got to play it. Okay, so you've got the 7, right? So
Oh, yes.
you would
Orient,
get the
sorry.
barrel token, right?
Okay.
and then you would move your boat first.
All right.
So just I'm eyeballing some stuff. Like you're looking pretty good for
Yep.
the order with the 3 sugars and the spice over there. So
I'll
you
just
probably
go
wanna,
1.
Yep.
And take
Pick up
the sugar.
So now I have an idea of what you're going after.
Right.
You're probably feeling pretty good about that. So then I'll go and grab both of those black coffee cubes, and that'll be my turn. And then you would
Okay.
lead the next hand. Again, you
All
would
right.
normally only
Yep.
play to where you had 2 cards
2.
left, but let's just finish it out.
All right. Well, I will do the 8 octopus.
Okay, I can't beat that at all. So I will play the 1 of octopus.
Okay. Well, I'll just be going here then.
Yep.
And I'll take this one because I want all of them.
All right. So now this is where I have nothing I can do. I've picked up everything on the island. I can't deliver that order.
Yep.
That's why the monsters are really nice, because what I would have liked to do with this octopus, I would have hoped he was over here. I probably would have grabbed maybe that spice cube off of this island and moved it to me, knowing I have no valid move. I can pick
Yes.
up the spice cube. Now I can fulfill that order on my next turn, because I would just play my anchor token.
Very
Right? But demo purposes, you're just kicking my butt. So
In
keep on,
the,
keep
in
on
the other
talking.
in the other time,
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna just say that stuff.
Oh
wins
yeah,
the
she
whole
actually
game.
completely destroys me.
I think.
Yeah, good job.
I like this game.
Oh, thank you.
Look, you got a review. Who wants a review?
Quote it. Done.
Yep. Quoted.
So, thank you so much, both of you, for coming on today. I know the convention is super busy and that you have lots going on, so I appreciate you guys taking time to come on and hang out with me and hang out with my viewers and giving us that front row access to you guys and new game. If our viewers want to learn more about Golden Seal Games and especially Tricky Tides, where can they go to find out more?
So we are at Origins right now, booth 861, and goldsealgames.com, at goldsealgames on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook.
Perfect.
Awesome.
And Steph, where are they going for Geeky Girl Games?
You can either go to Instagram at Geeky Girl Games or my website at www.geekygirlgames.com.
Love it. Thank you both so much again for coming on. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
And stay tuned, everybody. We have more great live coverage coming up right away.